Hello, Aaron here at Sacred Buttons, and in this video I'm going to answer the most common questions that I get asked about the peyote cactus. The first question that I get asked pretty often is, don't peyote take like 20 years to grow? And it's true that peyote do grow very slowly in the wild, but it's more around 7 to 10 years, and in some cases longer, up to 15 years. And the reason is because where the peyote grow in the Chihuahuan Desert, there's long periods of drought and minimal nutrients. So peyote have adapted to grow slowly to conserve energy and water during these periods of drought so that they can survive. When peyote are cultivated indoors, we can give them more water and nutrients, and we can significantly speed up their growth. So under proper conditions, peyote can flower from seed at around the 3-year mark. There are also techniques such as grafting, where peyote are fused to the top of faster growing cacti like the San Pedro, and this speeds up their growth even more, where we can have a flowering cactus at around a year's time. The next question is, how do you consume peyote? And this answer comes with a disclaimer, and that's that the consumption of peyote is illegal in most countries, including the US and Canada. So I don't suggest that you go out and eat peyote, but I will tell you, for educational purposes, how the natives did it, as well as how the Native American Church still does it to this day during traditional ceremonies. And that's by cutting the head of the cactus off at ground level, leaving the root in the ground. This allows the root to create new heads so that the cactus can survive. The head is then sliced into thin slices and left out to dry out of the sun. These thinly sliced, dried pieces are either chewed during ceremony or boiled in water to produce a tea. The next question is the one that I probably get asked the most, and that is, did you see the size of that chicken? And unfortunately, I have not seen the size of that chicken. And I know that line comes from a famous movie. I believe it's called Young Guns, but I have not seen it. I know. But I do plan on watching it as soon as I have more time. The next question is, how often should I water peyote? And the answer to this question is pretty easy. You should water your peyote as soon as the soil dries completely. Now you might ask, how do I know when the soil is dry completely? And this is just something that comes with practice. When you first water your pot, it will be at its heaviest. And when it's completely dry, it will be at its lightest. So with a little practice, you'll be able to weigh your pots and get a pretty good idea of the moisture level and when it's time to water. The last question that I have is, what is the best soil for peyote? And this is a tricky question because it's not really a one-size-fits-all. I like to change the composition of the soil as the peyote mature. So for seedlings, I just use a potting mix such as ProMix HP. When I do the first transplant, I add coarse sand to the potting mix. So 3 parts potting mix, 1 part coarse sand. After about a year, I'll pot them, and to that same mix, I will add 1 part limestone screenings. Once they're mature, I'll repot them again into a larger pot, and I will add to that mix 1 part pea gravel. So I want to thank you for watching. I hope you learned something today, and please subscribe so you don't miss videos like this in the future. Thanks for watching.